Those wheels that you brought in, what are they for?
Yeah, so it's for quadriplegic rugby or murder ball.
So is it a lot of like military guys then?
A lot of
Maybe?
military guys. Yeah, a lot.
Well, you look like a solid 4. So what's your role?
I'm a pretty solid 4. Yeah.
You guys, do you have any idea which way I'm going? This is the life of a driver sometimes. So do you know anybody on the Olympic team?
Yeah.
Oh,
Met
cool.
Quite a few guys from the Olympic team now.
Nice. So I should watch then the next Olympics that comes
yeah,
around.
Man. Yeah, you should.
And I'll know. I'll think of you for sure.
Yeah.
Where I get you? Right here?
Yeah, you got me closer. Now I don't have to walk in the sun all day.
All right, man.
Hey, I appreciate it.
All right, Chris. Yeah, man. No problem.
All right, let me not forget these murder ball tires now that I brought them in.
Started here. Which way are we headed here? Straight, I think.
Yeah, I think we're only going to the BART.
Nice. Yeah, so those wheels that you brought in, what are they for?
Yeah, so it's for quadriplegic rugby or murder ball.
Murder ball.
Which got popular a few years back. I think the Jackass guys did a couple videos with some of the murder ball Olympic guys.
I know those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a neat group of guys and it's a fun sport.
So where does murder ball come from? How is it? Is it murderous? Is it aggressive?
It's a pretty violent game. Yeah, it's full contact. These guys all have limited mobility, so they all have a minimum of 3 limbs that are injured or less than able-bodied.
Minimum of 3.
Minimum of 3. So you can have, like, if you blow your arm off and then both your legs, you can play.
Yeah.
But if you have a spinal injury and your legs don't work so good and your arms don't work so good, you can play.
So is it a lot of like military guys then? Maybe?
A lot of military guys. Yeah, a lot of guys come out with like IED injuries and get in.
Yeah.
Like a triple amputee can play.
Yeah.
But they rate you based on your ability level. So you get like a golf handicap based on, they have these professional medical care professionals come and rate all your abilities of like the different areas of your body, and they give you an overall score.
Got it. Right.
So on each side of the court, you've got 2 teams playing each other, and you have to have 4 people playing on each team, but you're only allowed to have 8 points total. So you can have 4 2s, or you can have a 1, a 3, and 2 2s, or you can have 2 3s and 2 1s. But you have a maximum of 8 points possible.
Fascinating. And this keeps the teams even.
Correct. And you are a 4, right? Like if you could
I would be 4.
You'd be a 4 because you have no limitations in your ability level, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you were missing pinkies on both hands and missing a big toe.
Yeah.
Then you technically could play. You've got 3 hindered limbs.
Yeah.
But you'd be a 4-point player.
But I'd be a high scoring.
So you could only play with 3 other 1s, and 1s basically don't have functional hands. Typically, 1s don't have the ability to like grip the ball very well.
But they can.
They can trap it between their hands. Yeah. It's really interesting the way the different ability levels play out.
That's fascinating.
So
actually.
you can make, and each guy's different, right? So maybe this guy's a 2.5 and this guy's a 1.5, but he's got good hands, and this guy can catch like crazy, right? It's like you can combine individual players to make a custom team.
And that's how teams are probably formed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Based
That's
on ability.
That's how drills are run, and that's how like the strategy comes out.
Well, you look like a solid 4. So what's your role?
I'm a pretty solid 4. Yeah. I mostly just help out, like pump wheels, change tires if they need a ref, or if they need me to stand in and like pretend to be the coach more or less. I mean, they coach themselves for the most part.
Yeah.
And we've got a guy that works with the team who's like he used to be on the Olympic team.
Cool.
So he'd be like my head coach guy, and then I float in as needed, play if they need somebody to play or ref. Not many people know all the rules, so it's hard to play the game without someone being able to decide what we're doing.
So you're the ref then?
Yeah, so I ref a lot.
You're the
of
ref.
time.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you a good ref?
No, I'm
You
awful. I still haven't read the rule book, but I yell at people a lot, so that's good.
All right.
And these guys take it seriously, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
you don't, I don't think people don't automatically imagine like how aggressive and how competitive these guys are going to get, because they think it's all going to be sunshine and lollipops and these guys in wheelchairs. But man, I mean, fights break out.
They get at it.
Yeah,
They get at it.
Yeah.
It's competition at the end of
these
the day,
guys
right?
start swearing at each other, and got to get benched, like, you know, you red card them out of the game, that kind of thing. And they'll argue with me immediately. Like, as soon as I make a call, they'll try and convince me that I was
what
wrong.
would be a penalty? What are some of the penalties?
Similar to like hockey, where you get put in like the penalty box and then you can come back in on a turnover.
Gotcha.
Or if you do something real flagrant, you get an amount of minutes.
And traveling is like probably a turnover.
Yeah, exactly. And then travel a lot. Most stuff is just a turnover, and then deciding. There's times that you can automatically get goals. Like if I've got 3 guys lined up in front of the goal, and then this big guy comes barreling down towards the goal, and he's got the ball in his hands, and he hits one of those guys so hard they go into the goal. That's a point. He gets a point. So all he has to do is be able to hit them over. But once he's in the like that inside 4 meter mark, like the key, once he's inside the key more or less, he's only got 10 seconds to get the hell out of there. Or it's a turnover.
Right.
So if he hits them but doesn't get them past the goal, now he's trapped against them. He's locked in. I count down, and if his tire's over the line, then it's a turnover right away. So it's a lot of counting to ref. You got to count like, okay, I got 10 seconds on the guy with the ball. I got 30 seconds on this side of the court. I got 5 seconds on this guy, and like constant counting over and over and over while keeping
Cool,
track
man.
of
Well,
these
that
guys.
sounds like fun. How did you get involved in that?
A good buddy of mine had a spinal injury, and one of the physical therapists in the hospital recommended checking this out, and it was Katsura at the woman working at the hospital who put us in contact. She dates one of the guys on the team.
Oh.
So she said, "Hey, you got to meet my guy, and he plays this sport and this and that. You might enjoy it." And we went and we checked it out. I drove my buddy who had the spinal injury down to their practice so he could check it out.
Yeah.
And man, I'd say after 2 years of physical therapy and all this hands-on care and whatnot, the thing that made the difference, I think life experience-wise for him being a new injury, was going to an athletic event where he practiced and worked out with all these other guys with a similar background.
Honestly say I have no idea where you are. Are you on the Central Avenue?
That's right. Outside 33268.
I'm at 33288.
Oh, man.
So I think maybe if I go that way.
Oh, 33288. Okay, yeah. You see it now?
It's him walking around behind you.
I don't see you, but aha! Gotcha.
Is he right behind us? Oh. Scared him with my rugby tires.
The murder.
Yeah, the
murder
ball
ball
tires.
scaring him. Okay, I'm glad that you found me, because that was slightly confusing for me.
Oh, thank you for waiting.
Yeah, no problem. Now,
I guess you lost me on the GPS, right?
I don't know. It had you like way out there, and then I switched to. You guys, do you have any idea which way I'm going?
I guess left.
Bart.
I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna guess left.
I guess left.
Sorry, this is the life of a driver sometimes. Okay, I did it. I did it.
Did you go left, right? The box? Yeah.
Yeah, Alvarado Niles left. Are you guys both going to Bart?
Now I'm going for the New York.
Okay.
Yeah, like any sporting thing, it attracts like a little bit of fanfare. People like to come watch, and chicks dig it. You know,
That is important.
like all the guys that play on the team are pretty popular with the ladies and whatnot.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool, man.
We get to travel, so we'll be in Vegas for a tournament, or Reno for a tournament, or
So
Something
I
like
guess there's a league. There's obviously a league.
yeah, there's a couple of leagues.
Yeah.
There's a couple leagues. 'Cause there's adult leagues, and then there's like prep for the Olympic teams.
How long has it been an Olympic sport?
Not long, decade, 20 years tops. And
Okay.
it's a relatively new sport. Some of the guys on my team, NorCal Quakes is the team.
Oh, okay.
Some of the guys on that team have been playing since before it was a sport. You know, playing when they were coming up with the game in the street kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's maybe 15 years old.
Yeah.
It's good fun though. It's great, and it can be. I mean, being an AB or an able-bodied guy there,
Yeah.
it can be very encouraging
Yeah.
as far as a perspective builder and getting to see, like, you know, these are guys that have very limited function, but they start families, they go to school, I've got an architect on the team, a lawyer, a doctor, and it's a lot of these guys went back to school or got more improved in their career after their injury. So it's like they have a really well-balanced life.
So do you think that this sport helped them achieve those
I do.
all those things? Yeah.
I don't know if it's the sport itself or just a sport, being on a team of
Yeah.
guys that you can relate to
Yeah.
with a goal.
Yeah.
Making a team and having a goal seems to be like a minimum requirement for human existence.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what the goal is and what teams you make, it seems like, you know, for this it's actual sports, but it's also the rehabilitation process. I
Yeah.
mean, these guys take you under their wing, and it's, if you lost some of your ability in the last year and you're talking to a guy who's had limited ability for the last 30 years, and he, you know, gets dressed on his own, he drives himself to work, he raises his kids, he's got a full life, then it starts to kind of put in perspective that, you know, maybe you're capable of more than you think in this moment, you know, and that
Sure.
seems to be really encouraging to see.
Nice.
So it's like a tight-knit community.
So are there lots of teams around here?
Not around here. We got two around here, one in Alameda
Yeah.
and one at the Rikus Center in
Okay.
NorCal.
Yeah.
Rikus Center for Human Enhancement is a cool place if you've never heard of it. But
No.
the NorCal Quakes practice over there, and then there's a Reno team, Sacramento team. They're all over.
Southern California.
Yeah, Southern California's got teams.
Yeah.
So there's a San Diego team,
Yeah.
Arizona. We got quite a few.
Yeah. Nice.
Because it only takes so many guys on a team.
Yeah.
There's nothing like going to a tournament, like, let's say a Reno tournament, right? And we'll roll through the casinos to go out to the restaurants or the bars or something after the tournament, and to show up to a location with an entourage of like 30 dudes in wheelchairs, whatever, you just run the place. It's crazy because, like, everybody just gets out of your way. You're rolling so deep, and each guy has that extra base of having his chair on him. So
Yeah.
it's pretty neat to go out, and these guys know how to have a good time.
They make a scene
They make
for sure.
they make a scene, and they're not ashamed of, they're not shy about it.
Yeah. No, they're
I think once you get into a wheelchair, you get over your shyness quick because people are so quick just to notice you. You got to get used to not being shy at that point.
nice. Yeah. It sounds like a good group of guys.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And, just like any group of people, there's different attitudes and different personalities.
So, do you know anybody on the Olympic team?
Yeah. I've
Oh,
met
cool.
quite a few guys from the Olympic team now, and a couple of gold medalists, and not just our Olympic team, but the other countries' Olympic teams.
Yeah.
I've met EK in Japan.
Oh, nice. So I should watch then the next Olympics that comes around,
man. Yeah, you should.
and I'll think of you for sure.
Yeah, you'll definitely see some. I'll definitely know some of the faces of the guys playing. Is this me? Am I getting booted?
I think so.
Yeah, that's
it's
the
got
bar.
me right here. Is this good?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't need you to get
I can
pulled over into
I
that
can
part.
pull in.
Is that the parking lot right there?
Yeah, I can pull in, bro.
I mean, I'm not going to cry about door service. I'm not going to be mad about
I
it.
got you.
What's the YouTube channel if I want to check out some of your videos?
Oh, you definitely should. It's called Stories from the Bay. Where
This
can
is
I
perfect.
get you? Right here?
Yeah, you got me closer. Now I don't have to walk in the sun all day.
All right, man.
Hey, I appreciate it.
All right, Chris. Yeah, man. No problem.
All right, let me not forget these murder ball tires now that I brought them in.